The seniors living in this mobile home park were forward-thinking. In 1997, they hatched a plan to purchase the property to give themselves more housing stability, and they've been paying on the loan ever since. But now that it's almost all paid off, rather than becoming the owners, the city is telling them that they have to pay for it all over again. The residents of the Marin Valley Mobile Country Club don't mind being over the hill. In fact, that's where they would like to stay. The 319-unit complex houses 400 elderly residents, with more than 90% being low income.
And housing security, financial security, and a community is key to aging well.
So they entered into an agreement to pay $17 million to buy the property. They didn't have collateral, so the city stepped up to guarantee the bank loan.
The original intent was that we would own the park when it was paid off. The city has changed that tune quite a bit over the years.
The city has paid nothing for this piece of property. The residents have paid for everything. Initially, our name was supposed to be on the title. Somewhere in the paperwork, it got lost, and the city took title.
Currently, with a little more than $1 million left to pay on the loan, the city of Novato is the legal owner of the park and considers itself to be the residents' landlord. So when the homeowners once again offered to buy the property, this time for $20 million, the city refused, demanding $26 million instead. The residents say they came to that figure by ignoring the status of the park as low-income, seniors-only housing.
They basically told the appraiser, you don't have to take that in consideration when you're doing the evaluation of the park, because it may not necessarily move. It doesn't have to necessarily continue with the sale of the park.
We're fighting for our lives here. And a lot of people will not be able to afford to move if the status changes. I'm vulnerable. I think most of the people here are vulnerable.
And while the city demands an extra $6 million for land it hasn't paid a dime for, some are wondering why they should have to pay anything more at all.
The city's had a lot of financial issues, fiscal issues, and I think for them to try and solve it on the backs of a low-income senior housing is just unconscionable. And they need to look elsewhere for funds rather than try and double dip here and make us pay twice.
In all the years that I was here and things seemed to be going along fine, I would say, okay, it looks like everything, but in the back of my head I'm saying we're owned by politicians. What could not go wrong?
The residents plan to appear at next week's council meeting. They are in the unusual position of having a landlord that may one day be asking for their vote.